Hi, I'm Susie from Women's Fight News, sponsored by Champions Memorabilia, and I'm here with the one and only Terri Harper and a trainer Stefy Bull. So how are you both?
I'm really good, thanks. Yeah, we're deep into training camp now. We've been doing this for the last 12 months, minus Terri's injuries and a few weeks off, but we've been consistent. So obviously we've only had a number of opponents. There's no need to name drop and things, but a lot of opponents had declined offer and opportunity and wanting more time, etc., etc. So yeah, we're deep into training camp. Things have just got to that nitty gritty, and Terri's ready for next level now. It's been announced, so we're in a good place.
Yeah, just like Andrew said, very good. Only weeks away from the fight, and for me now, I've really got itchy knuckles, and I'm ready to get back in there. Like, not forgetting, I should have been out in May, and on like the week before the fight got cancelled. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back in and showing everyone the work I've put in. I know I've had obviously 2 operations, but I have been in the gym. I've not been sat at home feeling sorry for myself. My team around me has been making me work, and we've been working on new stuff in the gym as well, and enjoying it a lot more. And I feel like there's been less stress and pressure on us, so we've had the time to work on stuff. And yeah, I'm excited to get back out there.
So, how is your hand? I can see the scar there on the back.
Yeah, I've got a nice scar, but.
To be fair, it was pretty bad, wasn't it? Yeah. But now it's just people say, "Oh, what about your scar?" She was like, "Don't worry about that scar compared to
the lump I had. It was like that, so that's nothing."
And the one you couldn't even see, the knuckle were that far back because her hand had come up. Yeah. The knuckle kind of gone, so it's nice to know she's got a knuckle back.
I was gonna say it looks pretty flat there.
Yeah.
Looking good. Stronger.
Bionic Terri.
You get done for cheating soon. And you had another few plates. Oh, way up here.
And in the other hand.
Just in case.
So you've had a year out with injury, but you're coming back with quite a big fight. So you're not having basically a warm-up fight. So do you feel that's because you, as a champion, you feel a responsibility to provide a big fight, or is it just the type of fighter that you are that you want the big fights?
I say it. That's all you're here for, pass mic. A little bit of both, really. Obviously, people are spending their hard-earned cash to come and watch, so I don't want to just be going and fighting a nobody and having to move about. I know I've paid for tickets myself to go and watch someone fight, and it ends up just being a move around, and you feel like you've been robbed of your money. But and then also the type of fighter I am. I don't want for me, this fight gets the fire burning in my belly. And I know I've got a tough fight and a tough night ahead, so I'm looking forward to going out there and making a statement, and like he says, not taking an easy fight, and showing everyone why I'm the champion.
Because obviously Alycia Baumgardner, she's a tough fighter. She's only lost once in her career so far, and that was to a former world champion, Christina Lindatu, who in a previous interview has stated that was one of her toughest fights, and she's very, very strong. So obviously, Terri, you're not messing about. So how do you feel going into that, knowing how tough it is?
See, the last year, obviously, I've been, like I said, I've been in the gym, been working, and I've made a lot of changes, like mental, like I started getting the confidence and self-belief and stuff like that. But I think it's just for me. I know what I'm capable of doing, and I've got the trust in my team, and trust in everything, all the preparation, everything we've done to prepare for this fight. And yeah, that's all I can say, really.
Because I mean, with your last fight, Katharina Thanderz, I mean, she was undefeated. Everyone was going to say, how it was such a 50-50, going to be a tough fight, and actually, you made it look easy that night. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how you do against Alycia.
I think what it's like that for me, I was expecting a much harder fight, and as a coach, that was the night I realised how good Terri really is, because it wasn't even a competitive fight. So people are always got their own opinions and things, and they have opinions when you go back to the Jonas fight and things, and there's things that we do, things that we don't do, there's things sometimes we get wrong, and as a coach you can hold your hands up, and there's many things I've got wrong, there's many things I will get wrong moving forward. We're humans, and sometimes it's trial and error. And the Thanderz fight, to be honest, we just got Danny involved. Terri works on a mentality basis, and when she feels good, and she feels, it's understanding how your fighter works, and having Danny on board, it just makes her completely, it's took a mindset to a different place. And that was the first time we'd actually done come in heavy, doing the strength, coming down to make the weight, and she did the weight fantastic. But the difference was she got in the ring a stone heavier, and for women a stone heavier the next day is crazy. She got getting in the ring at over 10 stone after weighing 9 stone 4. When we fought Jonas, she weighed in at 9 stone 4 and got in the ring at 9 stone 6, 2 pounds. Jonas would have probably gone in over 10 stone. And Terri felt it, just a persona in and around on fight day, and actually, like, I feel amazing. And they were your words, how good you felt, weren't they? We were sat up till like 10, 11, and we were just enjoying ourselves that much night before Thanderz fight. Said it was, wow, look at, I better go and get some sleep, I'm fighting tomorrow. Just how good she felt. And she basically won a world-class fighter with one hand and making it look easy, and it's just, since then a few things have clicked with me, and we've moved it into training and things, and Terry's absolutely got levels in her, absolute levels, and nobody's even seen what some of the stuff she can do, and I think Alycia, names were sent, and a lot turned it down, and Eddie sent 4 names, and seriously I sent the names to Terri. She says, who do you think's best out of them? I said, oh, definitely Alycia. And I know Natasha Jonas turned her down the week before, their team, she was turned down to fight her. And Terry's like, well, get me the best one, I want to fight the best. And I'm like, well, I believe Alycia is the best. And that's why we've got her, because of the link up to Linda Otto, and the reasons it was a split decision loss, and because this won't be a competitive fight, Terri will win comfortable. And I don't care what anybody says or anybody thought, so when she does it, it'll be like, here you go. And it's as simple as that. So I've put the names to Terri, and there's a reason why we're doing it, and on fight night you'll see, and that's where we're at really. But she's a very good fighter, she's got our full respect, and we'll look forward to it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a great fight.
Yeah. And
obviously people are asking about the fight you were meant to have before you got injured the last time against Hyun Mi Choi.
Yeah.
So is that a fight you still want, that you're still looking to hope to get?
Terri wanted that this fight, so that was the fight that she wanted, and that's what the fight she was desperate for. It's a unification, but there's a lot of things going on behind closed doors, and Choi and her team may be a little bit bitter that Terri got injured and things, and there'll be things they're not happy about, but you know, it was a genuine injury, and there's nothing that can be done. So we want the fight, but I don't think it don't seem keen that they want the fight. So we just move on. If she don't want the fight, we move on. She's tied up with Eddie. So there's a lot of things happening. First and foremost, there's nothing else as a manager. Not even take. This is my managing side. There's nothing else on my mind other than Alycia Baumgardner at the moment. So she's quite irrelevant. But that's the fight we wanted here, but it was declined. And
I think some might say that this fight's going to be tougher.
Yeah, most probably. But is it? Some fights can be as tough as Terri wants them, and that's I strongly believe that's how good Terri is. I think it's a matter of the fights will be as hard as or as tough as she wants them, or she makes them, should I say? But could well be a tougher fight, yeah. The different attributes, different styles. I think Choi brings energy, but one thing for sure, they've both got very poor defence and easy to hit.
Oh, let's see on the 13th then.
We will.
Now, I think I know the answer to this, but obviously Maya versus Hamadouche is coming up.
Yeah.
some are saying that fight makes the true champion of the division.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about that? Do you feel that to make the true champion of the division, they have to face Terri? Face yourself, Terri.
Yeah, obviously. I'm another champion in this division, and that's our goal, is to become undisputed at Super Feather. So yeah, it's great that they're having the fight, and hopefully then I can go on to fight the winner of that.
That's it, because the Ring magazine belt's on the line for those two, because that's what I was asking about, the champion of the division. But obviously then they get the Ring belt, so then hopefully you go on to challenge for that, and then that'll be on the line.
Do you know what? It's a fantastic fight, and as much as there's a lot of banter goes on with Maya on social media, and she's great. She's a fantastic fighter. She's got great pedigree. We've got the banter's banter, and social media, people can make out. There's no needle there, and she's got to come through the Hamadouche fight, and that is a proper 50-50 fight. It's a fantastic fight. I wish them both well in that fight. Me personally, I think Hamadouche wins. Me personally, I hope she don't, because her and Terri and Michaela Mayer and Terri would be a fantastic, phenomenal fight. I know there's a lot of people have got the biggest fight in female boxing. Promoted correctly, Terri and Mayer could well be the biggest fight in female boxing, in my opinion. Just because how the super featherweight division is stacked. Can you imagine that fight happening for undisputed? There's not. You've got some fighters. Claressa Shields and Savannah is an amazing fight, but there's only that one fight. What do them girls do after that? Rematch. But don't get me wrong, it's massive. That is a fight needs to be happening, and at the minute, without a doubt, that probably is the biggest female fight. But look what's happening here. You've got Terri versus Alycia, you've got Hamadouche. These are great fights, female fights, but just they're missing that needle and thread, where Terri and Maya would get the needle and thread. He'd get it from me, he'd get it from Maya, he'd get it from Terry's quite vocal, just because she don't go on that social media, and she's quite intellect and but I just strongly believe that the beauty about that fight is we're one step closer to undisputed, because one of them girls is going to have 2 titles and also the Ring magazine. So, you know, it's going to all pan out fantastic. It's great to be in that mix, but Terri's number 1, and time will tell.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, it's nice. It's nice that it's the belt's out there.
Fights are happening. Definitely. You can't. There's no malice. There's no bitterness. I mean, like you said, them 2 girls are proper fighters. That you're getting it on. I mean, Maya talks great, but she's delivering. You can't deny she wants to fight, Terri. She wants to fight. So you've got to have full respect for that. And believe me, Terri's exactly the same. Look, Terri's resume tell me a better resume than Terri Harper's in. For a girl that turned professional with 15 amateur fights, 21 years old, and within 3 years, she, even down to beating... who did you beat for when you fought the WBC title? Nina Bradley. Nina Bradley was an undefeated Commonwealth champion. And then the resume, even down to who Terri beat for the IBO world title. She's gone on and had a few more good wins. And then even down to the Argentinian that we fought on 3 weeks' notice, that Matchroom gave us an opportunity to fight. She was a 2-weight world champion, and then you go on to since you're an actual signed fighter, then you go on to Obernoff and Natasha and Wallstrom, and then Thanderz, and then now she's fighting next. Is there really a better resume? I mean, you could get all them girls together, pound for pound. There's an handful of defeats in them all. So it's a great resume, and that's a girl who's a novice and now only 24 years old. And I always bang the drum and imagine how Terri could be after experience and a few years older. Now, we've had a year been out the ring, but we ain't been out the ring. Believe me, Terri's an athlete. We're in this gym twice a day, every day, working with Danny, working over wheels. It's non-stop. And on 13th, people, they won't see a Terri Harper that they saw in Thanderz. They're going to see a complete a fighter that's twice as good as that with two hands, not the one hand that she did in that. Hopefully, touch wood again. But yeah, it's a great division, and Mayer and Hamadouche is a fantastic fight. Terri backs Michaela in that. And I back Hamadouche. Not that I want him to win. It's just my gut feeling. I just think a relentless pressure, and when you're not great on your feet, and you're up like a lamppost. You're just there to be it. You need lateral movement and good legs. Yeah. And I don't think. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I want Mayer to win for obvious reasons. But I just feel that Hamadouche. But yeah.
And obviously, you were saying about the fun that you've had with Michaela on social media, the back and forth between you all. And then you let the cat out of the bag recently. So I wanted to ask if you still fancy Michaela Mayer.
Yeah, that's Terry's little bit of banter. That says we did that interview, didn't we? Ring IQ over in America, and Terry says she's spoilt my crush now. Yeah. But yeah, so it's all fun, like I said.
Might come back after we've fought.
With social media, because talking about social media, because obviously it can be great for promotion, interacting with fans, that kind of thing. But obviously it has that kind of negative side as well. How do you find that you both cope with that?
It don't bother me at all. I am a promoter. I've been promoting for 10 years. It's what I do, so I can deal with trolls, fake accounts day in, day out. Obviously Terry's new to this game, and she now, I think she's fine now, but
so I used to let myself get obviously caught up in it all. I used to take everything personal, and I think, what's the problem with me? I'm just someone who's doing something they enjoy, and I just feel like obviously now working on my mindset and stuff like that, like these little small things just go straight over the top of my head, and you just got to think...
What's laughable now could have been hurtful 12, 18 months ago. Yeah. Because it is, when you've got... I mean, what you've got to remember is Terry's age, and young, naive as well, and like gone from keeping herself to herself. She didn't have social media till she started boxing. That was me pressing, you need... And
Terry, you need twist, and I'm like, do I really? I go on here like...
And then all of a sudden you become someone, and then it gives easy access for a fake account, troll, whatever you want to call it, but that's what they are. The reason why they've got fake accounts, half of these are sat in the mum's bedroom, spare rooms, eating burgers and playing computer games, and it's easy access, and you just got to remember, listen, it is what it is, isn't it?
I wanted to ask you as well about Raven, because obviously Raven's going to be fighting with you on the 13th of November, which is great, and obviously she's a long-term sparring partner and friend. And you went to a debut as well. Yeah. So how is it going to be to be fighting with her on the November 13th?
I'm buzzing really. I know that's been one of Andrew's goals from the start. When obviously when we started working with Raven, she's the one who gives me the best spars and best competitive spars, and I know I'm getting the working with Raven. And then obviously when Andrew signed Raven, that's one of the goals then for us to both be on a card together, and the fact it's happening so soon is good. And we've got Raven's up tonight, and I've got my first spar with Raven. But yeah, I'm glad she's getting these opportunities, and it's exciting to see her now. Obviously, I've been in that position and had my Matchroom debut and stuff like that, and you can see the nerves. So it's good to watch her do it. And obviously, the other week watching her on a debut, she came out and
she inspired you, because afterwards she says, I need to be more like Raven. I said, why is that then? I need to be more aggressive. And I'm like, you're all right, Terry, you'll be you. But yeah, I'm blessed to have landed on working with Raven. It was a total accident. We're getting dated for people wanting to come spar with Terry. Do you want to take that off your own? We're getting dated for people wanting to come and try sparring and things, and we've had some crazy sparring moments where we've given people an opportunity to come sparring with us, and they've just not been good enough to come sparring with us. So yeah, Raven was a total accident. Somebody reached out, she come up and sparred. And her first spar, she drove all the way from down south, got straight in the ring, sparred 6 rounds, and she gave Terry a fantastic 6 rounds. And then when I had time and realised, because I'm not down with the amateurs. I'm totally with pro boxing, and then realised who she is, and I've done a little bit of her own work, watched some of her fights, and then ever since moving forward, she has been Terri's main sparring partner virtually for every fight, rather than Jonas, obviously, with Jonas being a southpaw. So Raven, without her realising, has been a big part of Terri's success and the process of improvement. Raven's been a big part, because like Terri says, she's gives her the best rounds, most competitive, and before them spars, Terri's nervous because she knows it's a fight.
I'm getting nervous. I've got an hard
spar, yeah, and that's how it is. So, and I've been blessed that Raven because there were a number of people wanting to sign Raven and for her to come and have a chat and give me the opportunity. She's seen what I've done with Terri, so it's there, and look what I've done already with Raven. So I'm blessed. Raven's a fantastic fighter.
Good friend now.
Yes, we're all close. We've got a close-knit team, and Raven, no doubt, you've heard me say it again, she will be a world champion, 100%. There's no... She's not... You can see the amateur setup where it's straight up and it's tip-tap and point scoring. Raven's none of that. She's aggressive. She can slip, bend, roll, punches over the top on the inside. But it's little things. She's strong on the inside that in the amateurs you'll be getting split up. And she's physically... She's a beast. And the Omen. The Omen. So, yeah, we're excited. And she's a big part of what we do.
Yeah, she had a great ring entrance as well.
Yeah, well, fantastic. I've explained to her this time you'll not be able to do that, because on these Matchrooms you're in and out. There'll be none of that fancy ring walk and all that, so she will have to edit that. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you as well about the recent controversy with Shannon Courtenay and about blaming her periods on missing weight. So I wanted to just ask your opinion on that, as to whether you've ever had any issues around that, whether you just have to work around it.
Well, I'll start by saying obviously everybody's different. Me personally, something I never really did before until I started working with Danny is obviously tracking my cycle and stuff, obviously because it affects how you perform in the gym, obviously it affects your weight and stuff like that. So recently I've only just started learning more about my period myself, and it was strange at first, and a man coming up to me and telling he knew more about my cycle than what I did myself.
Danny will now message and call me when Terri's on a cycle, when she's due on a cycle, how we need to train this week, how we don't need to train that week. And it's brilliant data. Yeah. Some coaches will be out there and they'd find somebody like Danny hard work and rude and don't tell me what to do. I'm the boxing coach. There's no touching on what I do boxing, but it's great to know when we're all fresh with it. I mean, I've got a wife and 2 daughters I live around. The old me be, she's on period, moaning again. Yeah. And there's a lot to hormones and how that affects mentally and so we're all learning, but it's fantastic, and there's a difference in Terri's performances and understanding how it all works. So yeah, I think Danny's been a big help to us towards that. But for me, having an opinion, I mean, you can't kick anybody back when they're down. It is a good excuse if you are, because females do hold water and do not get the weight off. But Terri's always made the weight and things, so you can't comment on everybody's situation. But we are doing a lot of work on that on back of Danny's advice, and I feel it make you a better fighter and better. I know when to. Before I could be beasting her when she's down, it dumps, and it's like she didn't need to be beasted. But me being me, she's had it even when
just have some Calpol.
Yeah, that's the joke in here. There's a tub of Calpol on shelf over there, and anybody moans, they go over and can have a spoonful of Calpol. But yeah, there is a lot more to it, and I would advise, if there's any, well, there will be a lot of females watching this, do a bit of research on it and reach out and sit down and be open enough to be able to speak with your coach. Be able to speak with your coach about it, and have a tight team, and don't be embarrassed and things, and because it does need to be addressed.
Yeah, Because that's one good thing actually that's happened out of this.
You can have that. You're singing.
One good thing that's happened out of it with what's happened with Shannon is it's opened the dialogue even more.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because like people don't really talk about it, and like you say, it's such a big thing.
Yeah.
It's you know, it's great that people are talking about it now.
Most definitely.
You've been always quite open about your sexuality. Do you feel like in sport they need to do more for the sort of the LGBTQ community?
I don't know. I just
think be you.
Yeah,
like Terry's not a big. I'm butting in here for Terry. But Terry's not a big. She's a great advocate because she's proud of who she is. It's not about what this should be done or that should be done. I just think everybody should be able to be you, whatever sexuality, what colour, be you, and it should be accepted. It's the acceptance from others that's disappointing or whatever. But I mean, since being with Matchroom and obviously she were on Sky before, they were fantastic, supporting and pushing. But Terry don't go around and like
shoving it down people's throats.
That's their motto. So you
yeah, it's just like I said, don't ram it down anyone's throat about. I am who I am, and I'm open about it. And I just think for me, if people don't like it, they know what to do. But yeah, there's times when you do come across social media trolls and stuff. But for me, like if someone leaves obviously a negative comment, I will delete it, just because if there's other younger people or people struggling to come to terms with who they are and they see that might trigger them in a certain way. So I make sure like any stuff like that's clear in my page. But yeah, and I always say that my inbox is open to anyone who's struggling. If they need to drop me a message, I'm happy to. I'm not a pro or out like that at telling people what to do, but just a little bit of advice. And obviously I've been there and I've experienced it myself growing up, so if I can help someone along the way, it's good.
You mentioned that you're going to do some sparring later with Raven. So what's your kind of average training day like? What kind of things do you do on average?
Thank you. So this morning I've done my strength over at Danny's gym, and then obviously I've got the rest of the day now to chill, relax, get my food in, and then I'll be back in the gym at 6, ready for sparring. But yeah, it's morning and evening, making sure I'm getting the rest in between sessions. Definitely have a cat nap. Get fueling up for next session, just so you're ready to go and put 100% effort in. Train twice a day. Monday to Friday, once on a Saturday morning, and then Sunday will be a complete rest day then.
Well, it's been great chatting to you both.
Yeah.
And good luck, because it's not long now till the November 13th.
4 weeks. So
both eyes are kicking in.
Yeah.
I'm
back in Sheffield, so in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, that's the last place I boxed in front of a crowd before the pandemic hit. And it's going to be that's obviously where I won the world title, and it's going to be special going back out there in front of the home crowd, making a defence.
Well, thank you very, very much.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit like. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future content, and why not check out any other videos on the channel. You can follow Women's Fight News on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.